In our video series on my top 10 organizational behaviors that undermine performance, today I'd like to talk about number 6, resistance to change. We've always done it this way might be the most dangerous phrase in business. Status quo bias, our psychological preference for the current state of affairs, turns successful organizations into victims of their own past success. This type of bias feels rational because change involves risk and effort, while maintaining current practices feels safe and effortless. Our brains are wired to prefer certainty over uncertainty, even when untested opportunities offer better outcomes, and many of which might be necessary for survival. The story of Kodak's digital photography is a classic example. They invented digital camera technology in 1975, but couldn't overcome status quo bias around film photography, which was at that time very profitable. Leadership knew digital was the future, but couldn't convince themselves to cannibalize their existing business model. By the time they acted decisively, smartphones had eliminated the digital camera market they were trying to enter. Research by MIT shows that organizations with strong status quo bias adapt to market changes 40% slower than competitors and lose market share accordingly. The bias is strongest when current approaches are profitable, making it particularly dangerous during good times. Combat status quo bias by regularly questioning fundamental assumptions, encourage attempts at innovation, and create dedicated resources for exploring alternatives to current practices. Sure, monitor these excursions and fail fast when necessary, but harvest the wisdom gained. Netflix's willingness to cannibalize their DVD business with streaming saved them from Kodak's fate. Kodak had a great season of profitability, but we can all learn that sometimes the biggest risk for survival is not embracing the inevitable reinvention cycle.
Thank you for joining us today on the Consultant's Corner. Our mission is to equip HR professionals with the assessments and resources you need to drive meaningful change in organizations. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to the Consultant's Corner here on YouTube. Thanks for being part of our community.